Welcome, lovely humans. Today, we are going to explore some of the opportunities and challenges presented by ChatGPT in the world of education. So, before we dive into those opportunities and challenges, I'd like to quickly explain what ChatGPT is. And I'll do this by explaining the more general category of generative AI. It's useful to compare generative AI to predictive AI. Both are first trained by giving them a large set of data, for example, a bunch of images of animals. And then machine learning is used to find patterns in that data. But where predictive AI can use this understanding created during training to categorize new data, for example, predicting that a certain image is of a cat, generative AI uses its understanding to generate new data. For example, it might be given the prompt of the word cat and it would generate a new image of a cat. This technology can be applied to various fields, from generating images, to synthesizing music or voices, to designing products and engaging in scientific discovery. But for the educational world, its ability to generate text has caused concern because of how much writing is used for assignments and assessment. Education is an inherently future-oriented field. So when we think of new technology, we can't only evaluate its impact based on what it looks like now. We have to project what it's going to look like in the future. Technological development typically follows an S-shaped curve, starting with a proof of concept in Area A, followed by a period of rapid innovation in Area B, and finally, as it approaches the technological limit, progress slows down and we see only minor improvements in Area C. Generative AI feels like it is leaving Area A and just starting into Area B. There's a lot of room for further improvements with both hardware and software. Things like the speed and the reliability of results are technical problems which have already seen rapid and large improvements, and we should expect to see further improvements with time. Additionally, language models in particular can produce computer code, which itself can be thought of as a kind of language. This means that it can do most things that a human programmer would be able to do with a computer, including complex mathematics, internet searches, and more. And this addresses many of the complaints and criticisms surrounding the mistakes that these models are currently prone to making. So what does this mean for education? A lot of education, especially in the 20th century, has focused on problem solving, where the teacher presents the students with questions and the students provide back answers to the teacher. But as any teacher knows, how you word a question can make a problem either trivially easy to solve or nearly impossible. So there's a lot of work and skill involved with defining problems. Additionally, before you can define a problem, you first need to realize that there is a problem here which can be solved. You need to look out at the world and find a problem which is worth solving. Finally, even after you think you've solved the problem, you must be able to reflect on it, check that it's correct and it actually does solve the problem you want it to. Especially in the messy real world, your first solution often does not solve your problem completely, and so you have to iterate and repeat this process. Now, all of these AI tools are quite good at giving answers if you give them a specific, well-defined question. But it doesn't, and I don't think ever will, replace this entire process. So education needs to shift and focus more on this process, more on teaching students to look at the world and ask their own questions, communicate problems clearly both to others and to computers, and develop critical thinking skills to evaluate information, which they should be doing for any source, chatbots or otherwise. Shifting this focus also isn't a new idea. There have been voices arguing for similar things for a long time, and education has already been in the process of making this shift for a while. I think project-based learning and inquiry-based learning in particular show a lot of promise in this area. So how should we view this technology? Well, just as command line interfaces gave way to graphical user interfaces in the 70s and 80s and made computers much more widely accessible, AI interfaces are doing similar things today by allowing people to interact with computers using natural language. This is exciting because it means that we can communicate with computers in much the same way that we communicate with other humans. So instead of this technology making written language skills useless, it does the exact opposite. Now, you get double the bang for your buck. It's clear that there's a lot of opportunity in this technology for revolutionizing and improving education. But nothing will revolutionize education if we don't respond to it. And that now is our challenge as educators, to respond and adapt. We did it with calculators, we did it with the internet, and we can do it with AI too. Want to learn more about generative AI and how to use it in your classroom? Well, you should check out some of Gearing Up's resources. Online, we have a resource hub on which you can find some of our lesson plans, online courses that we've published, information about our different events, as well as tutorials on online teaching tools. And you can find that at pro-d.gearingup.ca. We also have one-on-one support. If you're hitting a pinch point in a classroom and you just want some help working your way through it, or you want to design an engineering challenge, but you just don't know how to use the technology in your classroom, give us a call. We're happy to help out. We're a nonprofit, and our job is to make your job easier. And if you want something a little more interactive, you can request a Pro-D workshop at your school. If you get more than 10 teachers to sign up, we will come out to your school and provide a free workshop for the teachers there. I hope that this was helpful for everyone, and I hope that you all have a wonderful day.